Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel for some more Gran Turismo 7 content. This one is slightly different because this one is me maybe getting something off my chest. Now, last week we all know that Gran Turismo gave us probably the best daily races, especially daily race C, that we've had since the game has come out. We had action and we had dynamic weather. And this week it looked like Polyphony was going to outdo themselves by giving us tuning, something completely different. I was a bit hesitant at first. Then when I started getting into it, I was actually thinking, this is probably not a bad idea. This is probably really good. We're going to be able to use road cars and make them go racy and maybe get wide bodies and get special wheels and, do a bit of tuning. Something different. But what they've done is they've actually given us probably the worst week ever. Because unless you have the meta car, which is the SilEighty, you are going to be nowhere near the front. And on a normal week, this is probably not a big problem. You just go into Brand Central, the used car dealership, and you buy the car, tune it, go race it, and you're good. But as you can see here, if you go into the used car dealership, which is where this car should be, it is nowhere to be found. Nowhere in sight. It doesn't matter how many credits you have, it's not there. You can go into Brand Central, and then you can go into the Asia Pacific, pop into Nissan, and maybe it's going to be there. Maybe, just maybe. Let's go into the showroom. Get to the showroom. You've got one Sylvia. One. That is it. No SilEighty in sight. Now, I had done a few tests. I've tried to see, is it in the menu books? Can you get it anywhere else? You cannot get this car. It's not even in the Haggerty collection. So, you are stuck without this car, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's not even in my garage, so it's not even there to be seen. As you can see, I've got all these cars, no SilEighty. So it leaves the question, what are Polyphony thinking? You're doing a daily race C. You can't rent the car. That's another thing you can't do. You cannot rent it. And you expect us to go racing with a car that you cannot purchase in this game. I think that's a massive ball drop by Polyphony. But what we still did, we still tuned this car. You can find the tune that I used this in my Discord. The video is out there, but that video is probably about 3 seconds a lap slower. So pop over to my Discord. There's some screenshots in there with the build for this. Feel free to use it if you like. But here's a race that we had, and this is another. I'm just going to show you the problems with this race again. The first thing you're seeing is there's not a lot of A-rated drivers or A+ drivers in this lobby. There's a lot of B-rated drivers, and that's probably because the people with those A-rateds are all giving this a miss. All the big YouTubers are not getting involved in this, so Key is not going to do it, Wind is not doing it, and I don't know if Rory's doing much of this week, and I for sure I'm probably not going to do it any more this week either. This is probably the only race I've had at Suzuka in these cars, and I will probably not play this game again until next week, until the new daily races are out. But as you can see in the first race, the car is tuned for high downforce. So around the corners, this car is pretty decent. As you can see, I'm catching up with the guys in front, making a bit of time, and dropping the guys behind a little bit. Which, in itself, Suzuka, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to be fast around the couple of straights that it has, or do you want to be fast around the bendy bits? My preference is being fast around the bendy bits and deal with the rest when it comes to it. Now, the car is hard to control, so I have used traction control. I was playing around with 1 and 2. Again, people use traction control. Cars have traction control in the real world. Do not be afraid to use it. It's a driving simulator. The real world has it, and you can use it in a game. That's what it's there for. But this is where we can see the difference in the games. The guy behind, I'm not sure what car he was in. I'm pretty sure it was the SilEighty, and this will just show you the big difference in these cars. Now, the guys in front, they've bolted, they're off, and we have an instance here with this guy. Personally, I feel like you should give him a bit more space, because you'll always expect someone to take that corner slightly wide, at least I would, but let me know if you think that's my fault or not. Which isn't a big problem, because that guy's going to probably catch up towards the end. But as we go past Spoon, look at this, we're in no man's land. Absolute no man's land, and this is pretty much how it stayed. You will see this throughout the video. It'll be a short race that I'm going to edit. This is pretty much how it ended. same distance to the guys in front as there is to the guys behind, which is a very big shame because this had so much more potential. And as you can see, going into lap 5, or halfway through the lap 5, I made a mistake, and look at the distance. I was 14 seconds, 14.5 seconds behind the guys in front, 9 seconds ahead of the guys behind. The mistake didn't really cause much of a problem until I got to the last lap. As you can see, going into Spoon, I'm just under 3 seconds ahead, and I got a little bit wide, have a bit of a drama, and this is going to cause me a bit of action. Why not? Let's have a bit of fun. Last lap, be a boring race, let's try and get something to happen. And as you can see, Banshee behind overtakes me on the straight. I try and get into his slipstream and try and see, am I going to get a chance going into the Cassia Triangle? Go through 130R, all fine, getting in that slipstream, and we're going to try and hit the brakes really late. We hit the brakes, we're going to try and go down the inside. They've gone deep, we've gone better, but cars are ghosted. So we take advantage and we're going to the finish line and finish in P. And that's it, boring race. We started P6, we ended P6, and that's what Polyphony has given us. Unless you have the meta car, you are going to be absolutely nowhere. So hopefully they'll fix it, hopefully it's a temporary thing, and we can get back to what Gran Turismo is good at. But let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that this week has been great? Do you agree with the choice that Polyphony have made of not giving us the meta car, or do you think they've just completely forgot to check that the car is available for people to actually buy in the first place? But I'll leave you with a bit of these clips from the menu book so you can see what the Sylvias are all about. I have clicked through a little bit, so you might want to pause if you want. And thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time to view this video. And you guys have actually been absolutely amazing. I just keep looking at the analytics and there's just more subscribers coming onto the channel, which is just blowing my mind. I can't thank you guys enough. We're very, very close to 500. So if you could just spare, if you are enjoying the content, just spare a second and please do hit the subscribe button. And I would try my best to give you good content as often as I can. It's not for everyone, I know. It's probably not the best videos yet, but I will try and get better, and I hope I am improving. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.